Well, as I said last night, first of all, I'd like to thank all of the candidates because this is incredibly burdensome on people's lifestyle. It's stressful, it's difficult, and if you have the pleasure of winning this office, it gets even more stressful and more difficult. But we do it for a reason. We do it because we love our community. You saw a lot of things that are different on the policy side here. On policies, we are very different. We have some very different priorities. We have some very different ideas. I genuinely believe here that everyone loves the community and cares for it. It's about what direction you feel is right for the community. Secondly, I'd say that I hope that you'll come out and vote for Michael Wojcik on March 19th, but I want to assure you that one of my situations, I'm around for the next 4 years anyways, and I am going to be working hard no matter what to make sure that this community is successful, and if I'm not successful in my bid, and I hope that I will be, I will make sure from day one I am working as hard as I can to make the new council president as successful as possible. That's something that's very important to me. I don't think you can understate how important courage is in a position like this, because some people, they get scared of controversy, they get scared of saying something that's unpopular, they get scared of taking an unpopular position, or they're willing to pursue consensus where there should be none. The story I'd like to tell you is back a couple of years ago, we found out that there was prostitution and human trafficking going on in a business here in Rochester, a place called China Massage. I brought my concerns to the city council. I wanted action. One person at that committee meeting on the city council went so far as to say that, no, we shouldn't take any action now, let's wait for it to play out in the courts, which would have been 15 to 18 months later at that particular time. And I stopped and I thought about it, like, wait a minute. Are you telling me that if we had somebody, a teacher abusing a kid in class, we let them continue teaching the class for another 15 to 18 months? I disagreed with the council's inability to take any stand or do anything at that point, so I did what a leader would do. I went out there, I invited the news media, we went out there and stood in front of China Massage, and I told the community what was going on there. And there was risk involved. And you know what, these lawsuits that you hear about, there were some attorneys in town that were going to sue me for bringing attention to the sex trafficking that was going on in this place. I ignored it. I took the risk. I stood up for my community. I did what a leader should do. The lawsuit never came in this particular case. But let me tell you what did happen. We rescued a woman who was a victim of international sex trafficking because a leader stood up. And that's what I'm here to tell you about. I'm going to be a leader on the city council. I am going to go into neighborhoods that are hard hit, blighted, or face issues, and I am going to reinvest first in those communities. I do not accept for 1 second that we are approaching the geographic size of Minneapolis with less than 1/3 of the population. That's a lot of infrastructure that we have to pay for, and we just cannot afford to make those same foolish decisions. Just as we look for return on investment, we need return on our infrastructure. I also will not turn my back on 300 homeless kids in the community. No matter what anyone tells me, I will take the position that that is the responsibility of city council, is the responsibility of everyone, and as city council president, that'll be my responsibility. I will take on the challenges of good transportation and affordable housing. You know that these are issues, but they're not getting the attention they deserve. Right now we're having more discussions about city council salary structure, billboards, or crows than we're having about these issues. I am the leader that will put the priorities where they are and take them on. I am going to make sure that everyone in this community has a voice in DMC. I do not agree with the mentality that every single person on that board in the city of Rochester should have been a Mayo employee or a Mayo retiree. I believe that everyone needs a voice, particularly those that are going to be impacted by the growth. I believe that our dollars are precious and we must make good decisions. I do not support Skyways Nowhere. Sorry, $1.2 million to cross a 32-foot street that doesn't have any traffic for the benefit of one developer, not high on my priority list when we have these other challenges that we're talking about. And you know what? With all of this, maybe I'm never going to be the establishment choice, but when push comes to shove and you need somebody strong to stand up for you, when you need a leader in this community, when you need someone to have your back, you're going to have that because you're going to vote for Michael Wojcik for City Council President on March 19th.
All right. And number 3.